Greetings! Every Mario Party needs a host, and what separates the best Mario parties from the rest is the colorful personalities we see when booting up the game. Which is why today I'm gonna rank all the hosts that we've seen in the Mario Party series. So without further ado, let's get into saying I'll be clumping some hosts into clusters. Like the three we have in Super Mario Party Jamboree will be counted as the same entity or just one cluster because they're the hosts of the game, and similar things with Mario Party 4 or others. But finally, let's get into our sponsor. Nobody, did you actually think we have a sponsor? But alas, all I ask for you is to subscribe as we're at 1,000 subs, as at 1,000 subs, I'll be drinking G Fuel, and I'll make a Discord server. But without further ado, let's get into the last spot. Anyways, let's get into the last place candidate. Last place is gonna go to the Jamboree duo of Toad and Kamek, who don't really have any presence or anything really notable about them. They do the regular things of announcing the events, and the design-wise, it's just not really there. It's just the base designs, which, while good, don't scream hosts of Mario Party, and more do be found on the side of a 7-Eleven, which is why they're gonna be last place, at number 8. Next up is gonna be Toad by himself, and Toad here has a nice advantage of hosting the most of my parties at probably like 70% of them. And to be honest, yes, despite Toad being my most reputable employee in hosting Mario parties, he also doesn't invoke that Mario Party energy. He's just Toad. And whilst I do love Toad, he is still essentially a citizen to where he doesn't really have anything going for him in the parties as a host, and is essentially just a standard morning talk show host, which is why he's gonna go into number 7. At number 6, I feel like it's fair to put the Mario Party 4 gang here, as yes, they are a varied variety, and each have their own little touch to the board they host, like Boo with his fun wizard costume and Goomba with his casino motif. They are generally fun little guys, and their costumes do impart that Mario Party feeling, I guess. But alas, they don't really interact with one another, and they all kind of feel similar in their acts, and so they're only really held up by their design and the way they behave when they're, the hosts, even if they do act pretty similarly. At number 5, we finally start getting into the fun characters, starting with the Millennium Star and Tumble from Mario Party 3. Now these guys are fun, and while they basically don't interact with each other, even in story mode, these guys were the first original hosts of Mario Party. And they do a good job, with the Millennium Star being a stern guy who is also a massive fraud. If you saw the story mode, this guy's basically a fraud and runs off when he's caught that he's not the actual Millennium Star. Guess fake it till you make it didn't succeed for him. And Tumble, the little dice block guy, with a funny voice who looked funny, but all over didn't exactly have much of a presence, and the designs was fine, are not exactly memorable nor scream Mario Party or anything, well, besides maybe Tumble, because he is literally a dice block, but they also don't really have anything noteworthy about them, nor do they really have any funny quips, so number 5 is where they belong. And number 4 is gonna be the Star Spirits in Mario Party 5, who are the same fellas we see in Paper Mario 64, and for what they lack in chaos, they make up in being charming little fellas, whilst their personalities were a wee bit toned down and their mouths removed, which I honestly don't mind, it's because some Mario species look better with the mouths removed, case in point, Lumas. But anyways, L-Star is like the Millennium Star, but instead he acts like an old grandpa, because that's how he acts in Paper Mario 64. Kevlar is your guide to the world of Mario Party, and everyone else is also basically how they were, at least somewhat, in Paper Mario 64. And for what they may lack in pizzazz, they do have in charm, which makes me put them at number 4 for just being charming little fellas. Like, come on, how could you hate these guys? At number 3 is gonna be Toadsworth, our favorite missing person, and Simon, anyone know where he is? Like, is he in retirement now? But anyway, Toadsworth is a very host-like person, as he has the charm of a crazy old blabbering man. Fuck, sorry for that. But anyways, his funny voice lines that inject the feeling of chaos and nonsense that Mario Party is loved for, and just his general words of him being a delirious old man, well, not actually, just kind of acting like a delirious old man, is frankly funny. he truly does act like a host for a chaotic party, like Mario Party is, and also the fact that he was in other Mario games help him as well. But as a standalone, he works fantastically in Mario Party, which is why he's gonna go in the number 3. And number 2, we have Brighton and Twyla, our favorite dysfunctional couple of the Mario world. These guys are generally great, and truly feel like, okay, while not host, do feel like parents dragging their kids in to play a game of Monopoly to sort out their differences and to fix the marriage. But these guys are great. From their bickering at the start of the game, or well, the start cutscene, to their behaviors in-game and actually feeling like a part of the game, like Toadwurf. But also, for Mario Party Originals, they also do occasionally interact with the boards, like on the shitty board known as Clockwork Castle, and just general events, like, you know, the normal host does. And secondly, the vibe of them just being, like, in the talk show quiz, or Twyla driving a bus. That is funny, and does she actually have a driver's license? That is a very important part of Mario lore. But yeah, these guys were silly and fun, and so deserve the number 2 spot. And number 1 is... me! Of course. Who did you actually expect I put at number 1? What, did you actually think I was gonna put myself anywhere but first place? But what makes me the best Mario Party host? Firstly, the presentation, like, come on. Master of Catastrophes, that's iconic. All the voice quips and laughs are really endearing. The design is amazing, as he actually looks like a chaotic host who doesn't give a shit about anyone's health or well-being. He's also flashy and flamboyant, and funny AF! Like Chum Charity, yes you chumps, you have some handouts from yours truly. And also just the manic energy, the laughs, the sound bits are all also just really endearing and chaotic sounding, which for Mario Party is perfect. And the commentary of Big Top is also nice, and it keeps the interactions fresh, and Big Top always being there makes him a funny, charming fella just to have by the side to add in his own little commentary with MC Ballyhoo. And also the little dances they do are truly funny, which is why I'm gonna put myself at number 1. But alas, that is the ranking. But alas, that is the end of the video. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and if not, tell me why in the comments. And I'll see y'all later.